Westworld is a fantastic show that posits some interesting questions. If you haven't seen the series yet, then please be warned that this is a very spoiler heavy video, and I speak assuming you have a prior knowledge of the show. In the finale of Westworld, titled The Bicameral Mind, a long-time fan theory was finally confirmed that the gallant and kind-hearted William and the ruthless and cruel Man in Black were in fact one in the same, and that we the audience had been watching two disparate timelines all along. We're told numerous times that the park will reveal a person's true self, and are led to believe that the monster that William would become was inside of him all along, just waiting for a release, an excuse to tap into something primal and predatory. But there's more to it than that. From his inception, the Man in Black is depicted as searching for something. Arnold's game, he calls it, a layer to the park that lies deeper than the superficial attraction. He's driven by a single-minded focus to reach this game, this deeper layer, and even when all the puzzle pieces come together, we're never really told why he's so devoted to this goal, and why in the end, when he finally glimpses the center of the maze, so to speak, he smiles like a man who has found salvation. As a young man, William comes to Westworld with his brother-in-law, but immediately struggles to disassociate what is real and what isn't. While most are content to use the park and the hosts as playthings for their base fantasies, William is at first observant and reluctant to deviate from his morality due to just how lifelike the hosts are. This all culminates in his meeting with Dolores, a host with whom he eventually falls in love, and thus is born William's cornerstone, if you will. It's the thing that comes to define his character going forward, the thing that motivates his actions, his thoughts, his ego, and his fears. You see, after Dolores is kidnapped, William loses himself somewhat in his search for her. He commits acts he never would have thought himself capable of committing prior to his entry to the park. Although his brother-in-law accuses him of giving in to his baser self, I don't think it's that simple. I believe William did the things he did out of love for Dolores, which makes it all the more traumatizing when he finally finds her, only to realize that she has no recollection of their time together. Time that came to define him in many ways, time in which he felt he had found a kindred spirit, in which he had learned to stand up for himself and take back his agency. Here is where I believe William breaks. If those things he did, the heinous acts he committed and maybe even took pleasure in, if they were all for nothing, then what does that say about the man he is? It's a question William doesn't want to answer, and so instead of confront his nature and his actions, he seeks to validate them through Arnold's game and proving that the hosts are capable of true consciousness and that what he did and who he has become has meaning. After all, meaning cannot exist without consequence. William saw something in Dolores when he was a young man. He loved her and he believed she loved him. To him, it was the truest expression of love he had ever experienced, more so even than what came after in the real world with his wife and daughter. The fact that this true expression of love was all seemingly part of Ford's game left him empty, and that emptiness never left William until his wife took her own life, unable to endure the artifice of his existence any longer. When older William returns to the park after his wife's death, he does so to see if he has it in him to do something truly evil. He kills Maeve and her daughter and feels nothing when he does so. William could have been lost in that instant, but in Maeve's dying moments, he saw something in her that made him believe that she was truly alive, just like the thing he saw in Dolores all those years ago. He says that in that moment the maze revealed itself to him. He could finally prove that it meant something, that it wasn't all for nothing, and that the experiences that had come to define him had true meaning. William's smile at the end is an acknowledgement that his time with Dolores, the love they shared, was real and had consequence, and maybe now he can go on to prove what kind of man he really is. Thank you all for taking the time to watch this video. Please consider hitting that like button down below if you enjoyed the content, and consider subscribing to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.